We have no disagreement in that arena.
Yeah, like
Hey, can I hop
Oh,
in,
sure, of
Polly, and
course.
just say one thing? Thanks. Hey,
Go ahead, B.
everybody. Ian, everybody should know, and you should especially know that tagging the FBI does nothing on Twitter. You have to write to them on the website. I'm shocked that you think that's effective.
He's got listen, Callie. He's got the inside information on how you do this. Okay, you don't tell him how you contact the FBI. He tells you how you contact the FBI. Okay, he's the one with the intelligence background here. All right, Callie, don't disrespect our guest and
who
Okay.
his
supplies all the electronic
intelligence
communication
background.
or
Okay,
electronic information and intelligence to the FBI?
what? Why are you, bro? I could care
The
less.
NSA.
I could care less,
It's the
man.
NSA.
Look, all right. So what? Look, um, post 3 check stubs from this one of your contracts that you got from the government. Redact what you need
I
to.
intentionally set
Redact
up.
what you
I,
need
I
to.
set up everything on handshake
I told
agreements.
you it was
I
going to
can show
be
you cause and effect.
convenience. We have
No, avoiding
how much money
RICO.
have you made
The last
from
time I
this?
spoke about my books, I was told not to worry about it.
So you're not making money off of this?
No, I am. I'm keeping it in my holding companies.
You can't tell us how much money you've made off of this?
Like I said, the last time I asked to see my books, I was told not to worry about it.
So, oh shit, they about to do what they did to Floyd Mayweather to you right now. Oh man, they got another one. You heard what they did to Floyd Mayweather just now, right?
No.
I'm a highly capable individual. I can make money very
That's not
easily.
what I asked you. Did you hear what they did to Floyd
No,
Mayweather?
what did
No,
they do
can
to
you? I
Floyd
would like to know.
Mayweather?
From what I understand, this is the story I heard. I did not research it at all, so I'm gonna just give y'all the story I heard, and we're gonna discuss it as if it happened. Right? Boom. So they said that Floyd Mayweather is not very literate, and he trusted these guys, and they did a couple of deals and got his trust. And once they had his trust, it was a situation where they needed to get power of attorney, and they got power of attorney, and they stole all of his shit. His plane is not his no more. Madhouse is gone. All of that shit. He wrote a check for 20K and it bounced. That's how he figured it
This
out.
was recently or a
Yes,
couple
this is
years ago?
we were just talking about that this morning in the coffee house.
Oh my God.
So
What the fuck is, can he get it back?
that's what he's in court trying to do right now. So um yeah, I forgot what you said, but relate what I just said to what you just said because I forgot what you just said because I was going to spin it back to what you just
He said
said.
his money's in a trust and don't worry about it. He's not supposed to
Oh, the don't
ask.
worry about it part. That's what they told Floyd Mayweather. Don't worry about it. So you might be broke right now and you don't even know it. That's what you're saying?
No, what I'm currently trying to do is do a hostile takeover of my family's company.
This story has legs.
My family owns a series of short term vacation rentals next to the U of A Science Park that regularly hosts military and Raytheon employees. It's a pretty good business. I offered to buy it. They declined. They then used the court system to systematically take my dog away from me and try and silence me about their criminal enterprises. They just do white collar shit. I cook their books for them. So
See,
it is what it is.
I'm glad this is recorded because I could really get like a very Jason Bourne-esque type of script from all of this shit that you're saying right now. I'm not gonna lie. I could definitely
You,
do a um uh Born virtual reality movie off of this script that you're giving me right now. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
it's funny you mention a spy like Jason Bourne. You want to see a cool snippet?
Uh-oh. Ninja, he talking to you. You don't disrespect it. He said Ninja was the one that said the snippet thing.
Give me a second. I'll post it up. You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Thanks.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
I'm chilling, B. I thank Ian for coming in here because this has been entertaining as hell for me.
Yeah, I want to thank him too because I'm driving and I'm keeping wide awake. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah.
Definitely could write a nice script off this whole story he's telling right now. You know what I'm saying? With the homeless dude and everything, that whole shit be part of the story. Be word up. He don't even know. I'm very creative. It's not too much glue you need to bring this story into a script. You understand? Like he done gave me all the major parts I need to make this motherfucker a major motion picture. You know, all right, so respectfully, white people, you know how y'all got them boring ass movies that still be good because the script be good, but it's like not a lot of action in it. You know what I'm saying? That's this story he's telling right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh man, this is gonna be good, man. If I decide to do it, which I probably won't, but it could. You know, I got the recording if I ever do decide to.
There you go, Paul.
Yeah,
I can make lots of money. We'll get Ian some help.
yeah, man. No, but like you have the like, so like the character is like, boom, he's like in a like fucking, he does all of the shit that Ian is talking about, but like you watch the whole movie and then at the end of the movie the dude takes off virtual reality glasses and he's like in it.
Paulie, if you want to put the legwork in, it's cool. I just want money for my likeness. That's all.
Sorry, y'all rob black people all the time. Sorry.
Well, then I'll see you in court.
I'm definitely taking this story. Yeah, this is a public platform. You can't see me in court. This is my recording. You just gave me that story. Are you good? You didn't read. Why? How are you supposed to be in an intelligence agency and you didn't read the little thing that happened before you came into space? It told you. You just gave me your story. Elon told you just now before you came in here that you just gave me your story. And now you're talking about you want something from
Well,
my
if you're
story
gonna
that
if you're gonna display my
just
story,
gave
you
to
need to have it
me?
100% accurate.
Well, look, it's gonna be a lot of embellishment. Trust me, brother. You won't even be able to
Oh, a lot of
Do you need a
You won't
phone,
embellishment.
even.
Polly?
You
Do you
won't
need a
even.
phone?
You won't even be able to recognize this thing when I'm done.
You're gonna make me black, aren't you?
No, not at all.
Oh, God, no.
Not at all.
God, no. Fuck.
You're gonna make me black.
Mm.
So there's the snippets in the pill for you guys. It's from the Muse Uprising music video from
First
So
YouTube.
of
let me
all,
ask you. Wait. Let me before you go, Mary. Is there like no? So like, all right, boom. So what's like if there was like a hierarchy of races in the world? What would be the bottom of the hierarchy in your opinion, Ian?
I don't like people that pervert religion or ideologies in order to
That's gonna
exploit
be
people.
exactly what your character is in this movie. What you just said, I'm glad you said that. Thank you for my other piece of my story. Whatever you just said that I'm gonna go back and listen to in this recording, that's gonna be your character when I write the script.
So you're gonna make me Muslim?
Yes.
Ooh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So let me guess, it's gonna be a climactic finish of this person blowing themselves up inside a school.
Nope, nothing like that. Nope, nothing like that. Nope. You
okay.
might, the end of the movie might be you take a trip to Northern Ireland and get beat to a pulp in a pub or some shit like that. Who knows? That could be
So,
like the end of the movie.
may I just make a suggestion?
Okay.
When Ian, which it's also Ivan in Russian, by the way, your name means Ivan in Russian, just because I know things, you know.
Yvonne.
Ivan, did you also know that everybody has perverted religion because there is actually no form of religion that hasn't been perverted? So I don't know what you're trying to say, but other than say that everything you've learned has been perverted because there is nothing that hasn't been perverted.
The latest in this space are
So
perverted.
atheism's been perverted?
Well, so tell me what atheism is, and I'll tell you.
Here.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see what he knows what atheism means. So, do you believe in one God?
No, I believe Jesus was a warlord, and I do not believe in God.
Okay. So, do you know what atheism means?
Somebody that doesn't believe in a higher power. Is that's how I've always understood it?
Okay, so it's not a religion. It's not an organization. So there are many, many gods. There's probably over 300, 400, 500 gods. So if somebody believes in God, and an atheist just doesn't believe in that God, surely everybody is an atheist on some level because they don't believe in the other person's God. So really, I just don't believe in I just don't believe in one more that God. Do you know what I mean? So
Semi-atheist.
yeah, so you're just it's just
I think that we're just floating in space on a giant rock, waiting for another comet to hit us.
well,
More than
that's
one thing can be
possibly
true at the
too.
same time. Look, I'm an atheist, but I also know I could be wrong. That's why I be doing all this cleaning up these karma points out here, and being nice to people and shit, because I done did some crazy shit out here. You know what I'm
So here's
saying?
That's why I'm trying to make Star Trek real to see if aliens are
Oh,
actually
you
out
just
there.
rang
you
Mary's bell.
fucked up. You
Oh
fucked up.
shit.
You
Oh,
fucked
you
up.
just rang
Because
Mary's
here's the thing.
bell.
No white supremacists should ever align themselves with Star Trek. Because if you knew what a Star Trek is,
The
if you know
diversity on that show is crazy, and
everything is, you know how people get mad? They go, "It's
it's
too
all
wokey
aliens.
woke.
Are y'all
It's
good?
wokey. It's always been wokey woke. Always
Captain Kirk was getting it in with the sisters.
getting it in. I mean,
Well, I guess you can call me part of the Orion Syndicate.
oh no! See, the Orions are number one. So I don't even like that you even know who the Orions are.
Oh, push the
Mm.
buttons, Mary. Push the
Yeah, this got
buttons.
my buttons. But the Orions are the bad. But the
You throwing
Orions are the bad.
emojis right now,
But
fam.
they're
You
the
throwing
bad guys,
emojis.
Polly.
Yes, I
The
know. I
Orions,
know.
yeah.
I
They,
watched it. I watched it, Mary. You
yeah,
know, I watched all the way through, but it was a long time ago.
yeah,
I watched
they're
all
the
of them.
bad guys. So why would you like align yourself with the bad guys? But number one, I'm Spock. Live long and prosper for the many, not the few. That's
I just did the V with my fingers,
there
Mary.
you go.
Oh, so you're a mudblood, is what you're saying?
What did you
That's
say?
that
Half human, half
he said a
Vulcan.
mudblood, but that's from Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
No,
You mixing the genres
Yeah.
up, bro. Come on, bro. That was and
I
you're
just wanted to
you're
be racist
but
and live up to
you're
her saying I'm a
white.
white
You're
supremacist.
white though. Like, how did you get that wrong?
Actually, I'm
I
Finnish.
know where mudblood comes from. That's
Yeah.
from Harry Potter, and I'm
Yeah.
black. How are you white and you don't know that?
Yeah. And I'm not living
Ugh.
up to what I said. I'm living up to what you said on your timeline.
Mm.
So I'm not taking anything out of context. I can read. I can see.
And I keep reiterating signal versus noise.
So you know, just because you have hiccups, it doesn't make it a me problem. You know, if you just keep regurgitating something, doesn't make it so, right? So you're
That
just regurgitating.
does that phrase
Yeah,
somehow disprove that you're a white supremacist?
it does not.
You saying signal versus noise, does that somehow disprove that you're a white supremacist?
It does not.
Have you ever had a gangster disciple
That's
search your
not
car
see,
for
you
tracking
can't ask a
equipment?
question and answer a question.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm white cultural
That's
supremacist. You can put it that way.
I doubt none of that was
What is white culture?
ugh, ugh.
Western culture, whatever you want to put it. I'm just trying to use very concise
What's the
vocabulary.
music of white culture?
I would say metal music, and I'm a big fan.
Metal
You ever heard of
music.
Bloodywood?
You know, rock was invented by black people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're gonna go back to blues music. Yeah, I know. I don't care.
Not only blues, even punk metal. Even punk was invented by black people. Punk wasn't a thing before brothers in Michigan came up with
Uh,
it.
okay, here's a fun one
Well,
for you. So you know how black people like to say they invented phase change refrigeration and air conditioning?
I don't know that. We was talking
Okay,
about
well, it's a
music. We
common
was
one
talking
amongst the
about
black
music,
community.
and it seems like so you're conceding to the music thing. Okay, now we're moving on to this.
I
Whatever you're
just
still
don't
talking
care.
about. Okay, fine. That means you're conceding. Now we can move on to the refrigeration thing you're talking about. Now let's hear it.
Modern day phase change refrigeration was actually invented by an Australian so they could make block ice
Are you
in order to
saying
preserve beer longer.
phase change refrigeration?
You know, I'm very
Yes.
confused with you
hold
white
on. No,
supremacists.
hold on. I'm gonna understand. Cause no, I just don't. I never heard this phase change refrigeration thing, and I just want to, understand what he's talking about before we go.
It's the modern principle for all your air conditioning and refrigerators. It's
Okay,
called phase
thank you.
change.
Got you. Okay, understood. Now, what you were saying, Vaughn?
I said I'm very confused with the targeting of white supremacists because forced immigration has made not only the West, but America, well, America's in the West, byproduct of the West, but it's kind of made white supremacy very weak. And the onus on that has been said to be governments influenced by bankers, Rothschilds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the aim of white supremacy, the targeting, I feel like has been psyoped. I feel like white supremacists punch down instead of punching up. And like a lot of your problems are a lot of similar problems to everyone else. but you
I don't have
focus.
problems, man. I do exactly what I want to
No,
do.
I'm not saying
You got
you
homeless people
specifically,
stealing
but the
phones
white
from you.
supremacy, the white supremacist ideologies issues, quote unquote, or their hangups, when you really should be worried about immigration, not only here in America, but England is like, how many white Europeans are in England still? Or are they all Indians and Muslims? France, like Africans in France. Like, who, if white supremacy is such a great beacon of light, no pun intended, then why are all these Western countries being overcome by people that you detest and being
Because the
allowed to?
politicians want to import a dependent voting class.
So how do you, what is the white supremacist plight against the politicians? Is there a white supremacist
Because
plight?
they're importing a dependent voting class supported by working people's tax dollars.
No, I
That's my
understand that.
plight.
I get that, but what is the white supremacy motive to stop that?
Like, what's the answer? What's the
Like, what is
solution?
the
What's the
plan?
solution to
Are you
this
guys going
problem?
to start burning down politicians' homes? Like, because this white rage, it needs to go somewhere, right? Like, or
Well,
are you just,
I could fund large political action committees and do exactly what I did to Thomas Massey.
and what did you do to Thomas Massey?
I gave money to APAC, and then APAC funded it
Jesus
to his
Christ.
his opponent and whatnot.
But APAC is part of the immigration problem. Like, you don't see that the Rothschilds, like I said, and bankers, this is the idiocracy of modern neo white supremacists, because you
It's
fund
funny
your
you mention
enemy.
idiocracy. Did you enjoy the recreation of it on the White
No,
House
I
lawn?
didn't. I didn't see that. But
Ian couldn't even get me cotton candy and movie theater popcorn, so he didn't fund shit.
like, you
Why do I have to?
fund.
Why do I have to give you anything? You haven't given
You
me
asked
anything.
me
Why
for
do
an
you
army.
feel as though?
You couldn't
Why
get
do
her
you feel as
popcorn?
though APAC is the ally of white supremacy? Like, they're the they're
I
the
don't
ally
like
of
the
Jewish
Israeli ethno
supremacy.
state, but I'll
Then
use them.
but did you use them or did they use you? Because you funded to them to get Thomas Massey, an enemy of them, or at least I mean, you got them. You were used by them, if anything. You didn't use
I
them.
contacted Thomas Massey's office and tried to get La Linea and the Ciudad Juarez cartel designated as foreign terrorist organizations, and he didn't do it.
Okay, but what?
Okay. So
Laura Loomer, is that you?
That's
yeah, so
crazy.
APAC had more of a ventured interest in getting Thomas Massey out of office than you did. And
Where do you think they
you
got the
helped
money from,
them.
dude?
Right.
Where
So
do you think they got the money from?
so you're proving my point. They used you. You didn't use them. But white supremacy is the entitlement that you're the
The goal
master
was to
plan.
make Thomas Massey mad. So when I want to impeach Trump, Thomas Massey will help me introduce the articles of
Clear your
impeachment.
throat. It's like gross.
Oh,
I
so you
got a
have like
dip
a
in.
secret plan, like you're the master of both puppets. Like you think Thomas Massey's gonna be so mad that he's gonna come to you, the person who funded APAC to get him out, and he's gonna say, "Yeah, let's go after like
Do you
that."
even know what Thomas? Do you even know anything about Thomas Massey?
I know a fair amount.
Okay, where do you go to school?
I don't know where the man went to school. I know some of the political legislation he was trying to pass.
Have you noticed that most of Thomas Massey's political legislation is very succinct and discreet, not these large omnibus bills?
Yes.
I appreciate that.
But either whether that doesn't negate from the fact that you said you were using APAC, but you funded them to get him
Yeah,
out.
I want people to demonize APAC.
So you gave them
But
money?
so you funded them.
Yeah, I funded them to work for me, and now people hate APAC.
So
People hated APAC
how
before
much
you
money
funded
did you
them.
give them to make them work for you?
He gave them a
Whatever it fucking
$300
took,
phone.
man.
He gave everybody in APAC $300 phones.
I have gnomes, bro. The gnomes made it happen.
Why is your follower count so low if you got these gnomes?
Because if you want to be an influencer and like actually have credibility, you don't want to fail an audit having a bunch of stock bot accounts.
What stock
And I've
bot
only
accounts?
used
Everybody on my Twitter, I know. Who are you talking about? Stock bot
So why
accounts?
haven't
Because
you
you got a
amassed
big
a genuine
account.
following?
You got because somebody got a
because I've
big
only been
account.
using Twitter for like 2 weeks, man.
Was that phone you gave that homeless man? Did it have an explosive in it?
That's crazy.
Not that I know of, but lithium batteries are very explosive when exposed to water.
His account has been up since March 2015.
How many followers he got, Mary? Because that's what's crazy. I haven't looked at your account to even know how many followers you have. I
He
just know
has
you don't have any. Jesus
130
Christ.
followers from
Jesus Christ.
2015.
Bro, I got that my first day on Twitter. Literally my first day, I got
Well,
more than that.
that's cool.
That's cool is a pretty hilarious response, though. You can say, "Oh, well, that's cool."
So Ian, still haven't.
I have no argument for that. That's cool.
I just
So
feel like if you're a white supremacist, your main enemy should be AIPAC and the Israel
But I'm not
ethno
a white
state.
supremacist. Mary was calling me a white
Oh,
Okay,
supremacist
so
as
wait a
she
minute.
was
So
trolling
hold
me.
on. So let's see. Mary, what was
yeah.
posted that caused you to say he's a white supremacist? Let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Okay, so he posted a lot of white memes as far as making sure his culture is protected, meaning the white culture, and a lot of blood and soil things. Christ is Lord, a lot of weapons, a lot of um, definitely calling people out if they're of a different color. Um, he puts up stuff about black teenagers beating up white teenagers, the typical
Mm-hmm.
hyper focus on other things other than white. So he's promoting white harmony, white culture, and things like that. And so that, he doesn't have to say, "Oh, I am a white supremacist,"
Mm-hmm.
by the tweets that he puts up. And that's the
I got
evidence.
you.
Okay, so let's go to the very top pin tweet and go explain that tweet explicitly for the audience.
No, I'm not your daughter. I'm not your
Maybe it's a gotcha because the video that it was
no.
replying to was young black girls beating the shit out of another black girl. But let's not use context here.
What is that?
First
How
of
does
all,
that make you not a white supremacist?
what?
Why
What?
People gang up
why are you
on
talking about black issues?
it's a human issue. People gang
Oh,
up
all lives
on the
matter, right?
individual.
Heard you.
I like to say some lives matter actually.
Mm.
So, do you post pictures of white kids beating up other white kids?
For some reason, my feed for me doesn't feed me that very
It's
often. But if I
really?
see a good, actually, I did repost a cat fight between two white women.
Hmm. That's so. We see that your algorithm is geared towards you and your wants and needs and desires, which will feed you specific things based on what they see that you want, which
Well,
is
I guess I could start searching black guy beats up white guy, and I'd get fed that a lot. But I just select out what it feeds me.
no. So, if you want to be just fed stuff, it's based on what your interests are. I go and search for things. So, do you like go
Oh,
to?
so it's a feedback loop that I'm generating?
If you would allow me to finish.
Yes, it absolutely is. You're
Yeah.
searching that, so therefore that's what it's
No, I
feeding you.
Yeah.
don't. I don't search things on Twitter.
Yeah.
Shower
Shut
Lord.
up.
When you post things of a certain nature, your algorithm fixes it for you. If you're posting Crusader memes, they know that's what they know, a Crusader with the red cross. They know exactly what type of time you're on. Okay, they know what
Yeah, I
time.
don't like Muslims.
So, how many Muslim friends do you have?
Zero. But I actually am forging a friendship with a Iraqi that came to this country. He's the head of the clinic that I have a relationship with because on paper I'm SMI.
So an
So
Iraqi can be Christian, Jewish, or Muslim. That's one's a
He was
nationality.
he said he was raised Muslim. He's not a radical Islamist or anything like that. He's just a
How
Muslim.
many radical
He,
Islamists have you actually had a conversation with?
one.
And you've based your ideology about your dislike for these so-called radicals, and what made this person radical as you described?
Because he was trying to get me to blow up the NSA's black box for him
That's
for $1
definitely
million.
radical.
isn't
But
that
this is the
interesting that
thing, bro. The These stories is outlandish, man. Cause look, this is the thing.
Man,
No, look,
it's the
this is the
delivery that
wait,
matters.
listen. I'm trying to tell you, right? This is the problem, right? You talking to a room full of people that like see bullshit from 10 miles away, man. We do this every single day. So when you just saying random shit that you can't prove and you won't prove, we don't want to hear that shit, gang. I ain't gonna hold you. That shit sound crazy to all of us in here. That's why everybody's throwing all these laughing emojis. Because they like, what is he even talking about, bro? Like, nobody with that kind of information is gonna pass it out willy-nilly to random people on Twitter that they don't know, especially people that they don't even get along with. You be under my tweets talking crazy.
Not only that, but most Muslims are
Come on,
Sunni, and
man.
most Muslims benefit our architecture in the United States. Very little Muslims, the Shia minority, and it's even a minority of Shias, are radical, quote unquote, terrorists, even though in their country they're freedom fighters. That'd be the same thing if Native Americans started fighting and killing people here. Because
They want their
we
shit
do
back.
occupy, right? So I mean, you could say you hate Muslims, but Muslims fund one. A lot of them, Muslim Islamic scholars in the past made the math that you're able to use on your phone.
Ugh,
Like they
ugh.
made a lot of the philosophies that
Algebra.
algebra that you're using today, or that you employ people to use. So hating Muslims, not only that, but Wahhabism in Saudi Arabia and all these Muslims that are friendly, and some would say even puppets of the West, some would say, benefit the U.S. not only with oil but in puppet regimes that we put there. So you hating Muslims is it's not really. You can say you hate Shia Muslims, and even then, why do you hate Shia Muslims? Because they're fighting back for their land. Because in that
So
case, you would hate
you
Native
support
Americans
child
if they
marriage
came.
and children being raped because that's what you support when you support some Muslim community.
I don't. But
so
do you
you
support Mormons?
No, they're fucking. It's a death cult, dude.
Okay.
do you support Christians?
But
Sometimes,
you wouldn't say you hate
Okay, so
Mormons, though. You wouldn't say, "Oh, I hate Mormons."
yeah.
so
Oh,
wait,
oh no, I
can I
definitely do not
let me
like the
just
LDS Church. I fund the
let me
FLDS Church.
hold on, let me just get to this point because this is a racial stereotype and a religious stereotype that they do all the time, that Muhammad married a teenager. So did fucking Joseph. So did fucking Joseph. Mary was 14. Joseph was an old fucking man.
Well,
And Jefferson fucked his slaves. Where are we
So,
going with
excuse
this?
me, I'm going where I'm going, and you shut the fuck up for a minute
all of the slave owners fuck the slaves. Go ahead,
because
Mary.
you just said, do you support pedophilia? By you're supporting Muslims. Christianity was the same way. People lived to their 30s back in those days, so people did marry 14 and 15-year-olds in all religious or non-religious families. That is what they did. That is actually what they did. And if you can go to some states, there is still child marriage on the books in these United States. So to just pick out one religion because you hate that religion is absolutely showing your bigotry
And
because it happens.
that's not co-signing that it happens anywhere
Exactly.
else, but it's like
Exactly.
you can't nitpick is the point.
Exactly. You can't be a cafeteria bigot, right? If you're
I follow the rule: half your age plus 7.
Because you wouldn't say you hate Catholics. That's not the first thing that came to your mind. And
I
how
no,
like
many
Catholics
Catholic
because
priests?
because they have the Knights of Columbus and then a path to sainthood.
But they also
They
have
also have
a high percentage of pedophiles. So what about that? That
some of
should
the
be the first.
highest.
That should be the first and
The
foremost
highest
thing. In,
percentage of
that
okay,
And the
should
but
be the
Catholics
first and
and the
foremost thing in
Vatican
your
also
mind, though.
owns a
That's
large
not the
amount of
first thing
gay
that came to your
bathhouses in
mind, though.
Rome.
That's not the first thing that came to your mind. Wasn't the
Yeah.
pedophiles? The other thing was the first thing that came to your mind that had nothing to do with the children that's
So
being harmed.
I believe most Christ believers are pedophiles.
yeah,
That's
so I
crazy.
I will give him a statistic. Ireland used to be 100% Catholic.
I think this guy's a pedophile.
Yeah. So
Come on.
well,
You are.
here's the
Thank you,
thing.
Polly.
Ireland was riddled with pedophilia by the priests and also by a thing called the
Don't
Magdalene
thank me.
Laundry.
Liddy, keep going, matter of fact.
There may
He's
be
thanking
about
me.
34% of Irish people that identify now as Catholics because of what the Catholic Church did. So no, all religions have fucked up, but there is people out there who will go, you know, Muslims do this, Muslims do that. Listen,
I
what's
love
happening
Muslims.
right now
I love
in
Muslims.
America? They're trying to make the United States into a white national Christian society by blurring the lines between separation of church and state. There has been more damage done into governments by eroding those lines and creating a religious state. Every state would be much better if it's secular and nobody has a religious. You can have your religion if you want, but not to put it in with your government or your thinking. So, but you just saying, oh, on Muslims, no, it happens in all large organizations, Boy Scouts, Catholic Church, the Evangelical Church, every church, every organization. So just to say it's only in this one, that is absolutely untrue.
Like,
Well, let's
look
break
at
down the statistics of what happened in the UK of the
White people
purported.
are the biggest proprietors of pedophilia in the world. White people are the ones that engage in pedophilia the most across the entire world.
Yeah, if you have power, you
That's
can
every
engage in that sort of
nation.
behavior. It's
That's
disgusting.
every nation. That's every nation. White people are the ones that are touching little children, abusing little girls and little boys. White people
I
are
mean,
the
have
ones.
the
So
dispute
can we
about
just
the things
agree
y'all
that fuck
disagree about. I'm about to
pedophiles?
say, yeah, like I was about to say, like
Fuck white people then.
Nah, I
shit.
don't know.
What?
I
Then
think
let's
at
not
the
fuck white people. Then
yeah, I
if
don't
it could
know.
just be fuck white people. It don't. You know what I mean? If that shit stands, but not fuck white people. Then because that's it's not
Yeah,
because fuck pedophiles.
it's
No, not at
interesting
all.
because you said
It,
Muslim when you said you hate the Israeli ethno state, which blurs the lines even systematically at pedophilia and rape. But the
Yep.
first thing you didn't say is Jews. You said Muslims
Well, I was
because
being called
historically,
and I was being called a white supremacist, and
but you
white
playing
supremacy.
into it isn't really
You're
like
interrupting
helping your
me.
case. My fault, man.
See, the thing is, I was being called a white supremacist, and white supremacy usually goes hand in hand with anti-Semitism. I was actually trained by a Jew.
Hey, Ian, just got a quick question for you, brother.
Yeah.
Did you ever serve in the military?
No, I was in the intelligence community. I started working as an NSA subcontractor, just pulling wire.
It's crazy how the least intelligent people always
Okay.
work in intelligence.
I don't believe him for a minute.
And
Okay, I work
Mary,
for a company out of Kansas City called Velocity.
to speak to your point about them trying to make America a white Christian nation, I don't even know if they're trying to do that. I think they're trying to radicalize these white men who happen to be Christians, so they say, into doing their bidding, whether
Yep.
that be ICE or whatever. I don't even think they're trying to make it a white nationalist. I think they're going along with what they've been doing, which is divide and conquer. And I feel like we're gonna see a lot more if they become radicalized and with white guilt and white shame. Oh, these immigrants are taking all the jobs. They're gonna rape us and kill us all.
They're
And
taking the resources, not
for
the jobs.
for one of the first times in history, white men and women can almost be the reverse card being played, a victim in society, so they can be angry enough to spur chaos like you saw in Belfast, like you saw
So,
in
fool,
whatever,
I don't want
without
to
a
see another
paramilitary.
Rhodesia.
So, but my
I
thing
don't
is,
want
your
to see another
solution is
Rhodesia,
wrong
dude.
because instead of burning these politicians' house down and instead of killing these politicians, you go
nah, don't talk
after
like
the
that, gang.
byproduct.
Please.
Allegedly. But
Thank you.
even if your motive is to make change, you're not going to the head, you're going to the tentacles. The immigrants are the byproduct of legislation. And you're not going to the head, you're not chopping off the head. You'd
I
rather
am the
chop
head,
off
dude.
tentacles,
Hey yo,
right? So you're part of the problem. So you'd rather chop off tentacles, or not you, but white supremacy would rather chop off tentacles that are going to regrow instead of doing what needs to be done, what real radicals would do, and that's go after the politicians that are
Okay, so this
pedophiles.
is what's happening. We're using private companies to amplify racial tensions in order to get people out in the streets protesting, maybe committing acts of violence against one another, in order to get the National Guard deployed, which then will be used to assist ICE in mass deportations. Pretty simple, right?
Only thing is,
Now
you
that
came
I do
on Twitter.
believe.
Hold on, wait a minute though. I don't believe it because if you go back in this recording, you on here asking me about my soldiers. You got
Yeah,
all this
that's
poll,
because
but
at
you
the same
came on
time, I
Twitter.
would love to besiege DC.
Yeah, but you got all of this poll. You said you were the head, but you need my soldiers.
And he couldn't even pay me in cotton candy or movie theater popcorn. I mean, what the fuck?
Well, if you want
Yeah,
to go to a
man,
movie, you can come down to Tempe. I want to go see Young Washington tonight.
that's crazy.
Come on through.
I mean, um,
What about
this shit
young
crazy.
Weinstein?
You were referring to Harvey Weinstein?
Hell yeah. You know him?
Nope, never met the guy.
Do you know him? Fucking hell. He's your brother.
Y'all crazy.
So I've been called a white supremacist, a liar, a pedophile, mentally ill.
The
What's
pedophile
next
one
on the
didn't count.
checklist?
He
Yeah, I
was
think
just
the
talking his
pedophile's a
shit.
stretch. That's a very
Yeah,
that's a
he was just
stretch.
talking. Yeah, he's outrageously just throwing shots. That's
Don't be
all
so
that
fragile.
was.
Explain me why I
Nah,
should
nah,
stay
nah,
here
nah,
for your
nah, nah.
entertainment.
I don't even call that being fragile. I don't think that's something that I would let slide either at any
No,
cost.
not
So
about not about that. But about
okay.
being mentally, because I never said he was mentally ill.
I
So he's
Yeah,
mean,
putting words into my mouth.
I'm
I
pretty
she's
masochistic taking all this abuse here. I don't know why I'm
what
staying.
abuse? This is literally light
That's
work.
why I'm saying
We
fragile,
yeah,
Polly. I
bro.
didn't call him
Yeah.
ill. I
But that's that
didn't.
white victimhood shit. The
If
fact
you
that you think this is
you
abuse, like
Nah, what's crazy is he said he stuck around because of how crazy I actually be talking to people, but this is abuse apparently. How is
No,
this
I'm saying
abuse?
I feel abused by the group, not you specifically, Polly.
Oh
I
shit.
guess I got a little bit of a Biden lisp.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
maybe.
I know you're fragile.
You know, I'm fragile like silicon. I really appreciate the CHIPS Act. There's lots of money coming into my state right now.
Yeah, but look, man.
Do you need a phone?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. Look, if it was somebody outside, cause look, what phone costs $300 right now in a pawn shop? You can't get an eight. A eight is more than $300. What iPhone is $300 in a pawn shop? A seven? A four? A five?
They got you, Polly.
A
I use
six?
Samsung, man. Cheap, reliable. The company
Mm,
that
mm,
produces
mm.
the phone
My
employs
the re-
25% of the Korean population.
the reason I'm saying that right is because like I got phones out the wazoo in here, and I would if I thought they would help somebody outside, I would just give it to them. I wouldn't even it's whatever. I would just give it to them.
It's interesting you say that because I went into a room with somebody that's associated with you, and she said that she had just a drawer full of iPhones.
Hmm.
I'm just like, I'm an anti-consumptionist. I don't believe in buying new stuff just to buy new stuff. My truck is 20 years old.
That's all right, but not everybody's like that.
Well, that's the thing, though,
How,
is people like so
how does with
engineers.
some how does how somebody else spend their money affect you? Why is that
I'll
even a topic
explain.
of discussion right now?
I'll explain.
Hmm.
The amount of emissions it takes to produce a new vehicle instead of repairing one that's already in the one that's already on the
No,
road
no, 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 no.
is
That's you.
very
You talking about
detrimental to the
yourself,
environment.
but your initial thing was about how much somebody else spent for a phone. What does
Well,
that have
what
to do with anything?
that's what I'm
How does
trying to
that affect
say.
you? No, the phone,
The
not the car. The phone. How does that phone affect you that they have in their drawer? Because
I
that's
I
where you
w- I
started at.
I believe that you should get as much useful life out of a device before you put it in a drawer and forget about it.
You believe that you should do that.
No,
Why you? Why?
I think everybody should do
Why
that.
does anybody else have to do what you're doing?
It's called society, dude. Your
you
actions
set the rule,
impact
but
me
you
as
want
well.
freedom. But you want freedom.
I'd like clean air to breathe, man, and I live in a state where the mine's copper.
You can't have everything, man. Do you want freedom? Is the question.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, part of that freedom is the freedom to have a drawer full of phones.
Part of that freedom is for me to tell somebody you're being very selfish with your decisions.
Okay, and part of that freedom is the freedom to ignore the shit out of you.
Glad we're on the same
That
page.
that ends the whole interaction right there, and the phones are still in the drawer. So why even bother? That's
And the
something
environment is still
that's
polluted.
change that you can't affect. Those phones been paid for years ago if they're in the drawer, right? You're talking about some shit that they did dumb years ago.
But I'm saying they're in
That's
the
like what
habit.
it,
They're in the
yeah.
habit of not getting the most out of a device that they possibly can, and then they're requiring a bunch of mining and slave labor to produce these devices, and then
Look,
then they might campaign or try and say that the other side is
As somebody
stealing.
who,
wait, no, lady,
as somebody
hold
who,
on, because I'm not forget. I'm sorry. Hold on. Listen, right? Okay. So boom. I have multiple of every device you could think of. I have multiple MacBooks. I have multiple desktops. I have multiple PCs. I have multiple iPhones. I have multiple Androids. I have multiple tablets. All kind of shit in here, right? Multiples, right? I
Mhm.
help people more than you do with all of this shit. So maybe the consumptionists are better than the ones who are against consumption because we're actually helping the people out here
So
in actual society. What
you
about
give
that?
cell phones to people willy nilly like I did?
You didn't gift it to him because you took it back.
That's because he
Gifting
didn't want to
something,
work.
no, that's not a gift.
That is
You're
not a
right.
gift. That is
You
an
it's not
you
a
don't
ultimatum.
gift.
you
It's
don't
not a
That's
gift
not
you
a
don't
at
gift.
all.
understand
Okay,
the
fine.
definition of the word
I
gift
trusted a homeless man on his
that you
word.
just
He
met.
didn't follow through with his word, and I took the phone back. But
That's
I
not a
left him the
gift.
shoes.
My thing is,
But
I
I
agree with you
hold on,
with
hold on.
this anti-consumerism thing, but like I said, bro, you have bigger targets.
I don't.
What about the fracking? What about these big
No,
ass
no. Oh
companies that
man,
dump
y'all going on the
pollution in
other
the
shit,
water?
man.
Like, if you're a true anti-consumerist, there's a lot more things we have before phones. I agree with you though.
If he was a true anti-consumerist, he wouldn't even be on
That's
Twitter.
not true. That's
So
not
Mm.
true. That's an
yeah, that's true.
anti-consumerist is excess, brother. That doesn't mean you can't have a
Yeah,
phone.
excess is
That
that's
doesn't
a fact.
mean you have to live as
I
a
want to
monk.
make this
Like
clear. I'm an anti-consumptionist.
That's fine.
consumptionist,
Whatever.
yes, not consumers,
That's fine.
consumptionist.
But check it out though, right? You still didn't give a good response to the point I made. Wait, hold on one second, chicken Little. Yeah. You are I am somebody that has I have a whole room right next to me. I'm in a big ass room right now, right? Right next to
Yeah.
me, there's a two-door size doorway, a big two-door size doorway, right? Black American flags hanging down. That's the doorway, right? And then you walk through that, and that entire room next to me, same size as this room, is my closet. Sneakers, fly shit. Ask Liddy. He been here. He knows what's there, right? He has to walk through that to go into my kitchen, which leads to the bathroom, right? And when you off the kitchen, off to the side, there's a whole entire another room full of electronics and all kind of crazy shit back there, right?
Sounds like you're running a bot farm there, Paulie.
And I still
Beep boop beep.
help, I still help more people than you do.
I want people to help themselves.
And there's people who can't help themselves, and you don't care about them. They should die, in your opinion.
I've actually spent quite a lot of time in a committed psychiatric environment, however you want to put it, mental asylums. Yeah, I think that the
Those
mental
people that you're
asylum system
talking
needs a
about,
lot of reformation.
no, those people you're talking about don't count because they're laying in a bed. Everybody you
Um,
just described is laying in a bed. A psychiatric facility, there's a bed there for every single person that's in there that got psychiatric problems. Everybody I'm
the,
talking about is laying on the sidewalk. You just heard me in this space just now pick a man up off the sidewalk. You just heard that in this space just now.
was he a drug user, Paulie? In your
Who
opinion,
gives a fuck?
I do.
I don't give a fuck if he's a drug user. He should die.
Yep. If he's going to
That's
waste public
crazy.
resources getting high,
That
I have
I think
zero
you should die.
respect.
I was about to. You took my line because check this out.
Yeah, bro.
I smoke more weed. And look, my weed bill is more than your fucking life expenses. My weed bill is more than your life expenses.
Sounds like you're an
So
addict, dude.
you're saying
That's
I
kind of
should die.
depressing.
You're saying I should die
My
because
drug
it's
of
hot
choice I get
outside.
for free.
Because this is the thing. This is the thing. He's it's hot as hell out there. Whether he's a drug user or not, I'm gonna make sure he don't die. That's what a human being does. You're
I
apparently
don't
a
have any
monster.
sympathy for drug
You're
users, dude.
apparently a monster because,
Yeah,
and you know what's crazy? That's
I
what's
have very
crazy.
little empathy.
You're a big part of the problem because the reason a lot of these people are out there on the street is because when they went to a homeless shelter, they were turned away because they couldn't pass a drug test. And
How
then
long
they
does it
never
take to
went
get
back.
fentanyl out of
No,
your
no, no, no,
system?
no, no, no. They never went back because of how they were treated. And they have a mental problem. A lot of these people are not homeless because they want to be homeless or because they just was lazy and didn't pay their rent. That is, bro, that's not the
Bro,
case. These people can't they can't function in society.
this is the
That's
same
it.
kind of guy that would have funded the FBI to put drugs in communities to make drugs
That's what
look bad.
that's the type of
Like
goofy shit he's saying
he's
that
talking
he
about, yeah,
does.
we funded APAC so it could make
It's
APAC
called
look
case
bad.
building, actually.
Exactly. You look like you're the type of guy who would have funded crack and these drugs being put in neighborhoods to make them look bad. And you're saying at the same simultaneously that they don't deserve drug users and Muslims, by the way. Not only because he said he hates Muslims too, so I'm assuming you don't think they deserve to live either.
He
So
hates everybody who's not white. Let's be real. Come on.
No, I hate
Let's
people that
stop.
try
Let's
and
stop
catch me in
playing.
logical
Let's
fallacies about my
stop
beliefs.
playing. Let's stop playing these silly games,
you funded
guys. Like
APAC, which is worse
it's
than
Why do we
too.
any
have to
drug.
stop? No, I want to
It's
keep
way
going. I
too
don't want to
hot.
stop. I don't want to stop. I want to keep
Okay.
going.
All
Please
right.
don't stop our
But
fun.
Hey,
I
Mary has
funded
her hand.
APAC, and
Oh,
people
we
now
hold
hate
on.
APAC, which is an
No,
arm
People
no,
of an
hated
not
ethnic
now.
APAC
group that I don't
before you
like.
funded
I
them.
was exactly. I was about to say that's not a now thing. That's a been
They
thing.
been
And
hated
Mary had her
APAC.
hand up, and Mary's gonna speak now. Go ahead,
We
Mary.
Mary has her hand up because I have some news, and I noticed this last week, and we can go back to the topic. But I put up in the jumbo, and I did try it myself, so it is true that um, the tweet up in the jumbo says, "Did you know that all the Epstein gifts have been removed?" So I did try it out myself. So you cannot find locating Trump with Epstein anymore.
Yo, yes, that happened. All of the
So
comments on my tweet was
yeah,
gone, and I was like, "Yo, I got 11,000
yeah,
views on this bitch. Where the fuck did my comments go? There's no way there's one comment, and I
yeah.
can't see it."
Sounds
Yes,
like
So
an
that's a fact.
astroturfing campaign.
so just hang on a second. Just so if everybody could retweet that up there, to get that a little bit of traction, I would appreciate it. And I agree that I'm going to say this, and I know Polly doesn't like this part, but I'm just going to say it. So, a lot of people always say you can't have morality without religion, but this is where I stand. You cannot have morality without empathy. So, if you lack empathy, you cannot have morality. Empathy is the one thing that you have. A lot of it is instinctual, it's innate in nature. Polly, that I've known for a few years, has empathy for his human fellow. It matters not what that person is, you meet them where you are. If somebody's life needs saving at that moment, wherever they are and whatever their what circumstances you're in, you try to save that life. And that is what true empathy is. And to have judgments means you are a nasty human being. And I'll end it. And thank you, Polly.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I give
y'all
people
got it.
one
Hold up,
chance
let
to
me just
prove
say this.
themselves, and if they
Let,
don't, go play
yeah, nah, let
baseball.
me say this though, right? Hold up, right? Those of y'all that wasn't here earlier, right? I want to point out um the how thin the line of separation is, right? We I'm not gonna say we saved a man's life. We're not gonna say that. He was laying on the floor, we picked him up. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? It's hot as hell. Who knows what could have happened to him? But he wasn't on the floor, and I stayed with him till the ambulance came in. Everybody else that was there when I walked up was gone by the time the ambulance got there. That's what happened, right? When the ambulance pull up, another homeless man walked into the bus stop. And I'm like, yo, you need help too? And he started yelling and talking crazy, right? So I immediately let him know he will get beat the fuck up right now on the spot, right? While they helping the other guy in the ambulance, you'll hear in this recording. If you go back, I'm going in between talking to the ambulance drivers and make sure the OG is all right that was on the ground and letting the other dude know I will beat him the fuck up right now. You feel me? What was the point? Well, that's the story. Whatever the point was, that's what happened before. For those of y'all that missed it.
So, Mary, when's the last time you picked up a hitchhiker?
I haven't because I don't own a car.
Okay, interesting.
Why
Oh,
is
you
it?
live in Ireland, so yeah.
Yeah,
Are there people in Ireland that walk on the side of the roads with their thumbs out trying to get rides?
no, we have sidewalks.
So you're
And
just supposed to
we have
take care
buses.
of yourself pretty much, like you have a walkable life.
Yes, we have buses.
Okay,
Yeah.
must be
Which is
nice.
what America would be if not for your consumption you hate, your overconsumption you hate. America would be like Europe. We'd have walkable cities and fast, affordable rail if it weren't for the consumption that you hate so much.
Have you ever driven at 100 miles per hour weaving through traffic like you're in a racing game before? Probably
Me,
not.
I have.
Yes,
I smoke you. I
but
smoke you.
let me finish.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I smoke
I
you.
do drive. I can drive, and I've driven in Ireland and Germany and the United States, and I have picked up hitchhikers in the past, and I have actually been a hitchhiker. So, which one of those would you like to say? Because I have been a hitchhiker, and I've also picked up hitchhikers. Which one?
So would you pick up a somebody that appears mentally ill on the side of the road with their thumb out and let them sit in your passenger seat?
It would depend on the situation.
Depends. Yep.
It always depends. I would have to see what amenities.
She's gonna gauge it according
Yeah,
to the
I would have
situation,
to.
It's
Yeah,
called
like
risk
any normal human
mitigation,
being.
So I
bud.
There you
gauged the
go.
situation with the homeless man that I met, and I gave him what I told him exactly what I was looking for. I told him that, hey, I'm going to be leaving in 24 hours. Please be ready to go. And he said, I don't want to go. And I said, oh, well, I'll need that phone back.
Well, there you go. But
so
It's that simple.
My thing
yeah.
is like, are you a NASCAR speed racer or are you an anti-consumptionist? Because when I said this consumption that you led that leads us to have no sidewalks and pollution and shitty roads and shitty fucking public transit. You said, "Oh, have you ever done 100 weaving through traffic?" So, do you want to be speed racer or are you an anti-consumptionist? You can't be both in theory,
Yeah,
or you can, but it's like
I
you
smoke
can't
him.
shame no one for not having a car. You can, but it's like you're also.
I
It's kind of
forgot that
like,
she lived in Ireland.
Why? What does it matter?
A lot of people
Why?
don't
What?
drive in
it
Ireland.
does matter
Why does
because
yes,
ownership?
people do have cars in Ireland.
But
Don't be
why does
ridiculous.
what does ownership of a car have to do with the discussion? Is what I'm trying to understand.
Where I live, owning a car is a huge part of daily life. It's just, it is
Okay.
what it is.
which is because of
But
what?
what does that have to do with anybody else in the space? Is what I'm
I
trying to
was trying to
understand.
catch her not picking up hitchhikers
Who's trying to
because
get a
you guys are
gotcha?
saying that I'm this
I
heartless piece of
never
shit.
picked up. I never picked up a hitchhiker. So what?
That's part of risk mitigation, though. Like, just because you help
Never.
people don't mean you want people in your space. You gave that homeless man a phone. You wouldn't invite him into your home, though. Like, that's
Well,
the
I drive a
thing.
pickup truck, so if I feel someone's a threat, but I still want to help them, I'll tell them to sit in the bed. But if
My
I
thing
trust
is,
them,
but
I'll tell them to
okay,
sit in the cab.
right, but you wouldn't invite him into. You didn't invite him into your home. How many homeless people have you invited into your home? How many
My
homeless
truck is
people?
my home, dude.
Oh well,
It's my office. What? I'm a nomad.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I just said, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm a nomad, dude.
His story changes all the time. He really has no consistency.
Yeah, bro. Hmm.
You never asked me where I live in this whole conversation. I said I'm a
You,
nomad.
you told me you lived in Tempe. Is it changed?
Yeah, I can live in my truck in Tempe as a nomad
So why would I need to ask you where you live when you already told me you lived in Tempe?
because you assumed I lived in a house or an apartment because you make
I didn't
assumptions.
assume
That's
anything.
true.
Did I ever mention that you lived in a house?
I literally just said that you make assumptions and you just completely avoided that
I
train of
made the
thought.
assumption that he
Yeah.
had a home. I said, did you invite someone into your home? I did make an assumption.
And your home is your place of abode. That doesn't mean it's a house. A home can mean anything.
Okay, cool. So next time I see a homeless person, I'll give them a refrigerator box and say, "Welcome home."
Yeah, you're being obtuse.
I know.
Mary, I agree with you that morality, you need empathy, but morality is just principles that each uphold. Everyone's morality isn't even the same. My morality has empathy ingrained into it, but some people's morality is upholding standards that were made before they were born. And it's like the white supremacists 100 years ago would be turning in their grave at you liberal, like you guys are liberal, not you, but I don't know that you are white supremacists. I don't know. Like, but the average today is just so whiny. They're just so whiny. It's not even cool or edgy to be a white supremacist because a lot of them are just
You're absolutely right.
whiny. They're liberal now. They're liberalized. They just come across as weak. So it's like, why would you even want to be that? Like, that's not even something that is like, even if you hate people and even if you want to come across as a hateful bully, that's not what they come across. They come across as pussies with tiki torches.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they come
No,
across, at
I love
least.
to say that I really enjoy other cultures because they make me appreciate mine even more.
What is your culture?
I'm Finnish.
So, have you lived in Finland? Have you
I
been to
was
Finland?
raised by a Finnish family, my
Have you
grandparents.
have you been to Finland?
Northern California is very close in the summertime.
No, I said, have you been to
No,
Finland?
no,
Uh, have you
but I
been
was
out of
raised in a Finnish community of Finnish
so
immigrants.
so have you been out of the United States?
Yeah, I go to Mexico all the time.
So have you been out of the States other than Mexico?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I like to drive.
It's
So
interesting you
you're,
have
you're,
an admiration for Slavs or Slavic adjacent people, given your white
My dad's
supremacy.
from my my father's ancestry. He's Czechoslovakian,
Right.
and then um, uh, they've never really confirmed the whole British thing, but definitely the names are British.
E-
Czechoslovakia no longer exists.
Okay,
So
fine. The Czech Republic. Let's be pedantic.
I
now
just
that's being pedantic. It like Czechoslovakia literally doesn't exist. I was in the country of Czechoslovakia when it existed, but it no longer exists.
Hmm.
even white supremacists wouldn't co-sign Slavs, and you said you were taught by a Jew. Like that's kind of like my point is that white supremacists 100 years ago would be turning in their grave to hear you say you were taught your teacher was a Jew and
A
you were
gay Jew,
raised,
actually, a
yeah, which
bottom
is,
Jew.
oh my god, double homicide. And like
I know.
you're admiring Slavs, like the white supremacists would really be turning in their grave hearing you say that.
I guess I'm not a white
I
supremacist
guess
then.
not. That's what I'm saying. I don't
Thank
know if
you.
you're a white supremacist. I don't know. I think you're just
I
an
really don't
insecure,
like
like,
people that are willfully ignorant.
but I do
Actually,
think you are apathetic. I do think you can be like racist without being a white supremacist per se. I do think you're a racist, but I don't think you're a white supremacist in nature because I just think they would have went harder against shit that you seem to admire and uphold, like gay Jews and Slavs. Like, cause nowhere Batman couldn't have got that out of a true white supremacist that they were raised in a Finnish household. Like, what? They would have lied and said French or lied and said whatever before fucking Finnish. So I don't know if you're a white supremacist. Um, but
I'm a
I don't know,
Laplander
man.
specifically, but that's just being pedantic.
You're a what?
Laplander.
Laplander? I'm gonna Google
Hmm.
that. Never heard that.
I heard lap dancer, but that was just me.
I enjoy strippers. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a white supremacist. That kind of like the Jew thing was like, ah. And then you said the Slav thing.
I came into this room to see if I could organize large masses of minorities to do things potentially illegal in the state capitol while they're protected by a ring of militias. And all we're doing
So
is talking about me.
so you have a tweet saying MAGA isn't racist. Try being white.
They said that?
Yeah, that's your tweet.
Meh,
MAGA
whatever.
is racist. try being labeled an ill white man. If you think being black is hard, I'll wait. So you're saying being white is harder than being black. So yeah,
Being labeled mentally ill several times, and you're 6'2" and able to physically
so
domineer most people, you're treated differently by police.
so this must have happened. This wasn't me because this happened. This is you've tweeted this before. So has somebody else